on me was when I was a boy of about 6 years old. My folks used to bring me into Manhattan on the weekends for shopping and such. One store in particular on Broadway and 9th, Wanamaker's. The building is still there, even though it's not a shopping center anymore. But it was on that street corner that I saw magic for the very first time. Well, at least I thought it was magic. And I saw some guys who have since become my friends over there working in their cardboard offices right there on the streets of New York, playing, well, I hesitate to call it a game. It's really more an investment opportunity. And you're probably already a half a step ahead of me. You know what I'm talking about, right? It goes by many names, but it is most popularly known as the three-card Monte or Find the Lady. And I suppose what draws you in most is the ballyhoo that they give when they signal you to come over and play. Looky, 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 I got it here and I got it now. The most amazing and amusing educational and confusing feats of Hindu scapapathy. You may have nerve, you may have plenty. 5 will get you 10 and 10 will get you 20. Now here's what you need to know about something like this. Your job is to indeed find the lady. Okay? They will try and confuse you with 2 other cards. Don't fall for it. What they'll do is they'll do their little mixing, and then they offer you an opportunity to guess, or bet, if you're feeling lucky, where the queen is. If black, you lose. If red, you win. The other black, you lose again. Now, the game is so simple in its very nature that it invites improvisation. The man who I first saw do this actually chose to do this with 4 cards. And he felt that was absolutely fair. After all, he said, I'm going to give them every opportunity to win. I'm going to show them where the money card is right up until the last minute. I'll even leave it face up. Now, when I was watching this, gentleman in the crowd, a Rube, had called out. He said, excuse me, sir, but isn't that game supposed to be played with 3 cards instead of 4? He said, well, I suppose if you can play it with 4, you can play it with 3. Son, you look lucky to me. Get your money ready. Let's show everybody what a winner looks like. Hey, diddle, diddle. The queen is in the middle. He did his little shuffle, and then he said, okay, son, are you ready to bet? And the son believed the hype, and he said, sure, it's in the middle. He was a little wrong. In fact, a lot of people played that day, and a lot of people were wrong. There's a reason why. This tosser was good. He was real good. He was too good. He was cheap. I had to learn this, yeah, and so I got myself a bunch of cards. I ran down the block there, and I did exactly what he did. I got a bunch of them here. Now he did it with 3, not with 4. Hey, diddle, diddle. The queen is in the middle. He did the little mix, just like this, and then I remember he made a little gesture. Now, did you see me do it the first time? If you did, it probably went right by you. But that's the difference that makes all the difference. You see, in that little gesture, that's when, no matter who you are, no matter how carefully you're watching, you can't win. Because that's when he makes with the switch, the card that's on the table. Now, I was fascinated by this because now that I knew this, I knew what to do. I ran back to his corner. He was getting ready to toss another game. This time it was my voice that shouted out, excuse me, sir, but isn't that game supposed to be played with 3 cards instead of 4? He smiled. He said, well, I suppose if it could be played with 4 cards, it could be played with 3. Get your money ready, son. You look like a winner to me. Hey, diddle, diddle. The queen is in the middle. And he made his move. And then I made mine. He said, son, are you ready to bet and show them what a winner looks like? I said, yes, sir, I am. I'd like to bet on the card that's on the table. I learned a lot that day. I learned never look straight up at a bird or drink downstream from the herd. Never eat at a place called Mom's or play cards with a man named Pops. Or sleep with a girl named Sis. And if you had a hard time following this, remember this. That if you want to remember the best way to make sure that you never lose at this game, the answer is simply